I'd like to ask Dark Adam what his opinion uh, on why the Israelis chose that time to return to Israel. Is there anything that suggests that in their history, in their uh, well, maybe because they got tired of their diaspora, but I don't know. Is there anything that suggests that that time, the late 1940s, the post World War, the post Second World War, to suggest that the it was high time for the Israelis to go back to Israel?
You mean so let's make this question very simple. So you're
Hmm.
asking me what is the justification why they have to go back to Israel, something like
Yeah, but
that.
I know not
At that
that
particular
time,
year.
the timing.
The
I'm talking
timing.
about the timing. Yeah. I know there's lots of justifications for that, and we could go on for that. But for that time, why choose that time?
I think it's all started after the Holocaust.
Okay. So the
Yeah, because
Holocaust did play a part.
yes, was the trigger, and then the reason why the Holocaust was the trigger because the Jewish people are wondering if we are the people of God, why God abandoned us, something like that. And then
Mm.
and then what the Jewish people did, what they read the Bible, they start from Genesis, they start the story of Genesis. God meet Abraham, and then Abraham promised to Abraham that the promised land, which is Israel, that if his children will be inside Israel, God will protect them. God will gonna give them security. You know, good stuff. The land of milk and honey. That was what God promised to Abraham and his children. So when the Jewish people realized that in Europe, that the reason why they got killed in Nazi Germany is because Germany is not the promised land. God is not in Germany. So they decided to bring back the Jewish land so that they could have protection.
Mm.
You know, because there's another fear that there might be another Hitler that will gonna persecute the Jewish people again. It may not be in Germany, it could be in other countries. Like for example in Russia, for example, they have the gulags. The gulags is basically the Russian version of the Holocaust, you know. So because of that
Right.
fear, and then there's a connection also in the Bible, they decided to bring back the Jewish land. Again, this is the mindset of the Zionist mentality because if you think about it, the Jewish people they can simply go to Antarctica or to South Pole or somewhere elsewhere
Anywhere.
to
Yeah,
build.
they could
Yeah,
reestablish
anywhere.
themselves anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah, they could
Hmm.
establish anywhere, but they decided Israel because this is the promised land from God. And
Hmm.
this is again connected to what God promised to Abraham that I am your God. I will protect your people as long as they are inside this land that I've given to them. And that
Right.
is the entire narrative of the Bible. There's a song about it, there's a poem about it, there's
Mm.
metaphors about the Mount Zion, which is God, that will protect Israel and we're gonna nurture Israel.
So
Right.
But
in short, Dark Adam, there's no specific date or a prophecy telling the Jewish people to reestablish themselves to Israel in the late 1940s. Is Does that make any sense?
uh,
Did they have that kind of knowledge or pre knowledge, or was
I'm
that
not
just a collective consensus from from the Jewish people that it was time for them to go back?
Yeah.
I'm
Some
not
sort of
even
sign or
Yeah,
I'm not really certain about the calendar,
yeah,
but
uh
there's a similar event in the Bible.
yeah. That's
The
true. That's
Jewish
true.
people,
I read that
yeah,
also.
similar story, yeah. And they were also
Uh,
gonna do the same cycle. Like for example, the temple was destroyed and then they rebuilt the temple, and then the temple was destroyed and then they rebuilt the temple again. Right now, what is
right.
not yet happening is the rebuilding of the temple of Jerusalem, which is the temple of Solomon.
uh,
Yeah. So basically,
I
what's happening
see.
in Israel is basically a repeat of history. like a modern, very modern interpretation. We're
Modern
actually
version, right?
witnessing, yeah, the modern version. We're actually witnessing what is the story in the Bible
Mhm.
in a modern setting.
Right, right.
Yes, very similar. The difference is that this time is a Jewish state. It's no longer
Yeah,
the kingdom of Israel. Before it was a kingdom.
yeah.
Mm.
True,
But
true.
Going back to
but
the question, basically,
but yes,
the reason why these Arab nations hated Israel,
Yeah,
Jews before, it's because of the religion aspect, right?
uh,
In a nutshell, right?
there's a deeper than that. But
Mm-hmm.
it will gonna take me like 5 hours of podcast or discussion. So I decided to for those who want to know more details about this, give us
Right.
100,000 likes. Okay, in YouTube.
Right,
wow.
guys. Please put your comments below if you want Dark Adam to elaborate
Ex
or discuss further on
expound.
this
Yeah.
topic. Yeah, please
Yes.
feel free to put it in the comment section.